Hello, Z. Here's Rosie. How y'all doing today? We're gonna be playing some NES Roundup. We have reached 1986. Is that a good year? I wasn't there, so I don't know. But we can find out with Nintendo. I have many mice. Because, once again, I am, operating, 3 computers at once here while doing this. Good year. Yeah. Half-Life thumbnails funny. Thank you. I always try to make my thumbnails fun. But we're gonna get started here with, TwinBee from Konami. This is one of their earlier shooters. And as you know, shoot 'em ups. They're hard, so we'll see how far I can even get here. Oh god. Okay. So, I feel like there's always an immediate problem with games like this. If you can't just hold the freaking button down to shoot. 'Cause why would you ever not be shooting? Instead, I gotta press this freaking button over and over to shoot. Okay, I have a turbo button configured at least, so that helps, but good lord. So I think I can bounce the bell to make it change color and it'll do something different. But I keep accidentally changing it back. Yeah, now I have double shot. Okay, so you definitely want a turbo controller for this. Oh man, it's so annoying that just one shot changes it back to yellow. You just gotta freaking stop shooting for 5 hours to make sure you don't change it back from whatever you were gonna get. I feel like that's definitely done better in Parodius, which also has that system. Because I'm pretty sure you have to hit it a few times to change it. No matter what. This is ominous. Oh no. They didn't spend very much time on this boss music, did they? Yeah! I got him! Yeah, and you do open yourself up to any fire in the meantime. I'm being attacked by freaking kitchen knives right now? Man, I don't even have time to stop shooting because there's just already bullets coming out of me that will hit the fucking thing. And then it takes 5 billion shots for it to change again, I guess. I hit that thing over and over and it wasn't freaking changing color. Oh god. Bells all over. Change! 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 Why are they not changing? That was crazy. Sometimes I just don't want to freaking go. How many shots is it gonna take? Is there some system that... Then you finally get it, and you immediately change it back, because you're not expecting it to happen. What happened there? Okay, so I guess blue doesn't really like upgrade my shot any further than this. I have no idea how the thing with the bell works. Because it seems to keep, like, changing. The sound is working as far as I can tell, so that's not an issue. Like, I think the game just sounds like that. But seriously, like, the amount of times you gotta hit that frickin' thing is insane. Turning into Breakout now instead of a shoot 'em up. Oh no, my side thing. Ah! I could have gotten a new one, but the crabs got me, yo. The crabs got me. This is not working out for me. This is not working out at all. Although they want money. Oh my lord, okay. Now, to be fair, it wasn't immediately kicking my ass like I expected. I thought it was just... Wait, it said stage 3, and then I just... Did it, like, get confused about game overs? What happened there? Well, regardless, that just, like, completely, like, knocked me out of my groove. I thought the game was, like, immediately gonna be balls hard, so I'm glad that it, like, gives you a little leeway. The thing with the bells is kind of crazy, and also you definitely want to have a turbo controller for this one. I really like any shoot 'em up where you have to ram the button over and over is just, like, immediately, like, don't even frickin' try. Don't even frickin' try. Don't even do that to me. And now, hold on. I'm having trouble, like, opening my thing. Because the control keycap on my laptop keyboard came off. And then while I was trying to put it back on, like, the little, like, hinges on it, like, broke off. Because they're really fragile. And I don't want to spend, like, what is it, like $20 to buy a new keycap, so I'm just doing what I can with it. Anyway, we're going from Konami to Capcom with SonSon. You might know SonSon from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I don't know. Oh no! Oh no, that guy took those guys. So I've never played this one before. Alright. Oh, wow, lag. Whoa, that's crazy. That lag was very distracting. In 2-player mode, the ships can hold hands, ram butts to shoot a ripple laser. That's great. It kind of reminds me of how in Tyrion you can like dock and then one player can have like a turret. You grab that object, kill you? No, I just keep hitting enemies because anytime enemies show up on the screen, the game just lags like crazy. I wonder if this was done by Micronix. I wonder if Capcom gave it to them. Because when I think about laggy-ass Capcom NES games, I think about Ghosts and Goblins. And this is kind of like that right now. I believe this also only came out in Japan. And you know, if you're gonna like not have a Capcom game coming out outside of Japan, it might be because of this lag. Like, it would have to be like a quality issue, right? So games like this are alright for a few minutes, but you know, not a whole lot is changing, so it's mostly just like an endurance thing, I guess. I don't know, maybe something interesting will happen if I wait long enough, but right now it's just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna do this once. I'll play until I die, and then that's whatever that is, bro. It doesn't lag on the cart. I wonder if it's an emulator problem then. That's odd. I wonder why that's happening then. You know, if that is an issue with the emulator, then I wonder if there's been any like episodes on previous, any games on previous episodes. That's what I'm trying to say. That like ran worse than they should have. I'm gonna start this whole experiment over. But I really don't know like what settings would like affect that. I mean, it's the frickin' NES, so I'm just gonna real quick. I'm gonna see if there's any like obvious like thing there. Speed, use default, yeah. No, that all seems alright. And I'm plugged in, so it's not like Windows deciding like you now get 0.1% of your laptop's power, you know. Oh, wow, you have to leave already? I thought that was until later. See you later, D-Bomb. Alright, our next game is The Goonies. And this is also only a Japan game, which is weird, because it's an American movie. So not familiar with this. I'm familiar with Goonies 2 on the NES, mostly because of the Game Grumps playthrough. That's one of their best, I think. It's very fun. Okay. Alright, so I can kick mice. And sometimes bomb come out. I don't know how to pick up bomb. I think I have bomb, because it's... What? I just kicked the air and got headphones. Is this gonna be one of those games? Is this like Super Pitfall? Okay, so I duck to put down bomb. Although I don't think I need it yet. Hit the US on versus cabinets on PlayStation 10 around 86-ish. That is... I did not know that. I'm just going off of like what the ROMs are saying, because if it's like the archive I have, like, if it says Japan, then it's like, okay, it only came out in Japan. But I guess that's strictly speaking, like, the console version only came out in Japan. I don't really know what I'm doing here. Yeah, take that. You know, I've never seen the entire movie. This is one of those where I, like, caught part of it on TV. Okay, I don't really know what I'm doing here yet. Presumably, I gotta find a way to get into those doors. Jumper kick in certain areas. Oh lord, it's one of those. I'm not entirely... I have a timer too? Oh my lord, how am I supposed to figure this out then? That's crazy. I don't really understand why, you know, like obviously people don't like this type of game, that's why they don't make them anymore, but I'm not even sure like why this was a thing in the first place. Like, who was, like, making these things and being like, you know what's fun? Jumping at random spots and kicking to make items appear. Because, you know, back in the day, people... Whoa! He just shot me in the head, and I survived. I achieved nothing. You know, I get that, like, the type of game where you just have to, like, know the secrets was a thing back in the day, but the ones that are, you know, fondly remembered are generally the ones that are still just, like, fun to mess around in, even if you don't know what you're doing. Like Zelda! Like, there's stuff in Zelda that you probably wouldn't figure out on your own without someone telling you about it. But it's just fun going around and, like, defeating enemies and just finding caves and stuff. I'm not really sure if this is very fun, just like kicking at the air. Milon Secret Castle. Yeah, we'll get to that one in a future episode. And, you know, I want to, you know, I guess spoiler for that, but I wanted to like Milon Secret Castle. Like, I kind of like the aesthetic. But there's just not much fun in, like, because, you know, either you're gonna be blindly jumping at shit and just, like, destroying everything you can to find whatever you need, or you have a walkthrough, and in that case, you're just kind of following directions. Like, is that a good video game? It's just, like, following MapQuest directions? Did I just date myself by saying MapQuest? All right, I think that's enough of that. I don't think we're gonna achieve anything else in that one. So next up is Circus Charlie, and again, it just says Japan. So I guess none of these were considered good enough by Howard Phillips at Nintendo of America. All right, we got Game A and Game B. Oh wow. Circus Charlie is dead. In Japan, people played communal, leaving notes on each other for cabinets. Oh. I should not be reading chat while playing. That's super cool, that they would, like, leave notes on the cabinets. I know that, like, with games like Zelda and, Mother 1, you know, Earthbound Beginnings, there was this idea of, like, you're supposed to, you know, exchange notes on the playground with your friends, which I think is really cool. And I think there are definitely games that, you know, I remember fondly that maybe you know, if you played them blind, you wouldn't really know what the hell you were doing either. And I just know what you're supposed to do because someone told me, and I can't even remember where I heard it. Okay, let's try that again, because I was kind of sucking ass there. I'm having a really hard time, like, judging the jump there. One really interesting thing, right, is... God, I'm so bad at this. Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. I remember, you know, playing that as a kid. It was really hard, couldn't get very far. But I always knew that you were supposed to, like, chant at, like, the bird circles to make a portal appear and save your friends. The game doesn't actually, like, tell you about that until really late, though, and I was really confused by that. Like, why aren't they telling me that now? And... You know, I kind of got into, like, an argument online with someone where it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to know that the first time around. Oh, this is so hard. But I just knew because, like, my brother told me probably, but then how did he know? I think the demo tells you about it, but if you didn't play the demo version, then how would you know? You'd have to play the game twice, because you get the bad ending if you don't save enough people. Oh, there we go. There should be a duck button. I guess that'd make it too easy, though. So this seems to be just another one of those, like, arcade kind of things. Like, I'm not familiar with this one at all. I've never heard of it. Okay, Game B seems to be a little more generous already, but... Excuse me. I think, I'm starting to figure it out. I could maybe, like, get something out of this. It's just, I hate the circus, and I hate this music, so... Only way to beat Hydlide was with your friends. You know, I don't really like Hydlide. I don't think a lot of people do. But I can definitely see how, like, even a game that's kind of crap is more fun with friends. I guess that's where a lot of, like, riff material comes from, really, like, you know, whether it's, like, Mystery Science Theater or, you know, like, I don't know, the Angry Video Game Nerd. Like, anything like that where it's just like, hey, this thing's bad, but let's experience it together. I guess it's just kind of a universal thing. Ah, it's got monkeys, too! I hate monkeys! This game is really trying to make me hate it. You know, I feel like the monkey would have more trouble there than I would. I feel like the monkey would be the one in trouble if I jumped on it. Unless it's just like, you know, Circus Charlie is like, he's the worst clown. And the ringmaster is just like, if you screw up one more time, you're out of here, Charlie! And then, you know... That's why, if you screw up a trick at all, you just lose immediately. And then you have to use the sands of time to go back. The elephant's judging you from the shadows. Hydlide's kind of a weird one, because that was like a Japanese PC game, right? Originally. And I can kind of see, like, the East thing there, but, like, East is way better. Alright. Next up, Ninja Hattori-kun. Alright. I'm guessing this is based on like an anime because of the copyright thing. Sometimes I look these games up before I play them, but today is not one of those days. I was having just the worst freaking morning because how much can I talk while playing this? I was trying to install Windows XP on my retro computer and it was the worst experience. It was just the worst. Like, I don't understand how anyone ever installed that without... I guess you must have had a manual because it's not self-explanatory at all. Like, I finally got installed like 5 minutes before the stream. Well, before the stream was supposed to start, I should say, because then I took a little longer just because I was so angry I needed to like cool off for a second. This mountain kind of looks like it should be in the background, but it isn't. Yes! Let's get the power! Unless it's actually just katakana ka. Let's get the ka! Let's... Oh, we can't shuriken ghost? Of course. Of course not. That would be silly. This was supposed to come out in the US around 1988, but didn't. Maybe a victim of the 88 chip shortage. Or Nintendo evaluation was too low. I saw like I saw a document some time ago that was like actually like a Nintendo law checklist. And there were some games on there that like didn't actually end up coming out regardless of their score. It's kind of interesting. I don't remember in what context I saw that. It must have been about a game that like didn't come out. Oh, I won, I guess? I got 5 of whatever that is. But apparently, like, for example, Bandai wanted to release the Zeta Gundam game in the US, which would have been crazy because no one knew what a Gundam was. So I wonder if they would have like changed it and just been like, nah, it's just a robot guy, man. But you know, they also released the Kinnikuman game, and then they kept the characters, so who knows. Actually, the other day on Twitter, like, someone would, like, there was this whole thread about, like, regional changes in video games, and some of them were definitely just like, oh, why did they do that? But then someone was like, oh, look at what they did to the first Dragon Ball game, they turned it into Dragon Power. And then a whole lot of people were responding like, oh man, if we'd had that, we could have, like, Dragon Ball could have been introduced way earlier in the US. I'm just like, no, it couldn't have, because that game sucks ass. That would have just given Dragon Ball a really bad reputation. The game's horrible. Yeah, I gotta imagine it by 88 this wouldn't be very exciting, would it? No, I don't date back to the NES generation. I wasn't there. That's why I'm doing this show, right? But, like, just thinking in my head about, like, games that were out in 88, I can definitely understand why this might not be worth it. Dragon Power, worst 26 bucks you ever spent? Oh, it's awful. Have I died once? What? How do you die in this game? Because I'm just thinking about, like, oh, you know, this isn't amazing, but I'm gonna keep playing till I die, and then that doesn't happen. And okay, so getting the glowing things is good. Getting dumbbells is bad because you know, I don't know what these are supposed to be. I know what they look like to me, but I'm not gonna say it. I hope that me talking hasn't been like complete word salad, because I am not like in a place today where I can be very coherent while playing, I think. Okay, how do I die? I want to see how you die in this game, so I can understand what the stakes are. Because I feel like if I play an NES game for the first time, you know, I'm gonna be kind of bad at it, and yet here I am, not dying. What's going on? Also, presumably there's like more items to get, because there's like the thing at the top that says I have the shuriken selected. And then, you know, I have nothing. I was born in 92. 92? 92. So, yeah, my earliest, like, console gaming memories are, like, Super Nintendo and then PlayStation. Although I grew up with the PC way more. Okay, I finally managed to die. I'm still not entirely sure what the criteria are. I guess you can just take a ton of hits. Okay, so I guess don't fall in the water. But I still appreciate the NES, I think, because a lot of stuff I like on Super Nintendo, you know, kind of started here, a lot of this type of stuff. Where it's like, I played Super Mario World as a kid, and then it's like, of course I would like Super Mario Brothers on the NES, that makes sense. I think there's also probably like a geographical element, because I grew up in the Netherlands, and I know that the popularity of the NES was kind of all over the place in Europe. But sometimes when people try to like sum up like the history of video games in Europe, they kind of just make it into this homogenous region. You know, kind of like actual video game publishers do. So then it's like, oh, the NES failed in Europe, the Master System was the big thing. And then it's like, not where I lived. No one knew what the hell a Master System was. If you talk about Sega, it was the Mega Drive. Water removes your hero's holy stink so dead. But yeah, I like the NES a lot, and I'm trying to discover more, and that's what I'm trying to play every NES game, however briefly, on here. I don't extend to Atari, though. I tried playing an Atari 2600 once, and I hated it. I can't. Next up is Gyrodine. That sounds familiar, but I don't think I've played it. Okay. Is it a shoot 'em up? Oh, I'm a helicopter, alright. Okay, I got it. Like gyro, like a gyroscope, or spinny things. They could have called it Oscillo Man. This music's like going so hard, and then as soon as you actually start moving, it just stops. Yeah, I mean, we've played something similar. I mean, shoot 'em ups are gonna be kind of dime a dozen in this era, and a lot of them aren't great yet. So, like, this kind of looks like Xevious in its primitiveness, and I would get a helicopter like in Bungling Bay. Oh, Eve already got it. How am I worse at this than I am a TwinBee? How does that happen? Any devs making fire for the NES nowadays? I haven't really looked into like homebrew NES games. I come across a ton of them for Genesis though. I live in the US now, so I gotta say Genesis. Alright, next up is the infamous Hydlide. Alright, see, this dragon doesn't get it. That's not what you're supposed to do with a princess. But yeah, here's Hydlide. We're just gonna kinda run into enemies to hit him. You know, like East, except it's even less, like, indicative of what the hell is happening. Oh, I left. Oh my god, I've been playing for like 30 seconds and I already hate the music. Was that a rock? Was that a moving rock? Oh no, I'm not good enough to hit rock. I don't seem to be hurting the slime even when I'm not getting hurt. What's that about? Is my damage just so minuscule, or is my sword fake? Shooters are all-time high in popularity. I love shoot-em-ups, even though I am pretty bad at them most of the time. But I've beaten one Toho, so you know I'm legit. You know what? I know that this game is not well regarded and that everything's like a mystery, but I'm still more confused than I thought I would be. Like, I'm achieving precisely nothing here. I read that as Golden Axe for a second, and I was like, "That's already a game, yo. You can't just do that." I think Sega will be upset with you. I can't achieve anything. I mean, I guess I'm not really learning anything new by doing this. I know Hydlide's a bad game, but I wanted to at least achieve something, and I am unable to. Like, even the most basic thing, like just killing an enemy, I can't pull it off. Like, isn't that, you know, in any old RPG, the first thing you should do is grind. I can't even grind. I can't do anything. I guess that's it then. And you know, if this is like East, then probably I need to get like good weapons first, but where do I go to do that? I gotta just start off in a frickin' field. Like Zelda. Maybe the demo will tell me what I'm supposed to do. Alright, go in a hole? How do you go in the hole? I wasn't able to do that either. Hold down A? I'm gonna try that. Oh, okay. Well, what the hell? Okay, that's weird. I mean, I guess this whole thing's weird, but... yeah, I managed to kill stuff. Now I can move on and never think about Hydlide again. Alright, next up is Baltron. Oh, there's a beta version? Well, let's play the real version. A long, long time ago. Is that the subtitle, or? A long, long time ago, Something went into a space butthole. Okay, so we got like a Gradius thing going on. Oh god, I'm like in control of my speed. That's weird. Oh, it's like... Oh, what? How did I do that? How did... What? What even just happened? Okay, so you can turn around like the fender, but only sometimes, and then I went into a wormhole for some reason. And moving across the screen kind of makes me sick because of the way the scrolling changes. Like, why would going forward make you go faster? That doesn't even... That doesn't make any sense. I think maybe I can kind of see what they're going for here, but it's not entirely something that agrees with me, I think. Well, if it's like Defender, then presumably I gotta just try to kill... Oh, something's happening. We made it to a new place. Dang it. We made it to a new place and I died immediately. Oh, the music's different now. Oh, that was just like that intro, like in Rolling Thunder or something. I'm kind of getting used to it. I still don't know if this speed thing is my favorite thing in the world, but... Oh. What killed me? I didn't even see. Oh yeah, there is a fuel gauge. I think generally I prefer shoot-em-ups where, you know, it's fairly simple. It's just you and your reflexes and your knowledge of the level, but like... I don't even know how to get fuel, but that's not really something I want to think about when I'm doing this, really. Man, those are tiny! Those are so tiny. Okay, I still don't know if I like this or not. I'm gonna give this like a try it rating. Where it's like, it's not awful, it's not amazing, it might be good. It might be good. And if I had more time, I would try to figure this out. Though probably not on a stream. MagMax is next. Not Mad Max, though. It's MagMax. Shit love Xanac. Guana. I can't pronounce that one. Crisis Force, Life Force, Astro Ninja Man DX. Well, I am familiar with Xanac and Life Force, at least. Oh, Gunak. Yeah, no, I know. You have an interesting autocorrect. What even is that word it tried to turn into? What? Oh, okay. Earlier NES games really had this thing where, like, nothing has an outline. It's kind of iconic, but also makes everything look a little primitive. I don't know if they just got smarter about the color limit later on, or if they, like, found ways around it. Like, I know Mega Man does, where, like, Mega Man's eyes... Mega Man's face is its own sprite. so that they could have more colors. Alright. So I guess this is also shoot 'em up. It just got this strange perspective. It's not quite isometric. The music is kinda... It's like a kid playing with the demo function on a Casio keyboard or something. Like it keeps trying to play a song and then it just keeps getting interrupted. You're a robot's crotch. Collect your upper and lower parts to get a laser type beam. I mean, that sells me on it more than actually playing it. I'm actually his crotch. That's amazing. I forgot about my turbo button again. Alright, I don't know what that does. Ah! Oh, okay, that's what I want. I want that. I thought it was like an evil ghost man or something. Ah, okay. Now the monkey comes out of the sleeve. Oh no, I lost my non-crotches. It's alright, I suppose. I mean, it's hard to screw up a game like this. Though I'm screwing up real good. But I wouldn't probably put this in my personal canon of NES games. Especially because I keep dying in 2 seconds. Yeah, okay. So that's what these NES Roundup streams are just kind of like this. I just kind of go and through all these in super speed. Tag team wrestling is next. I am probably going to not have any clue what I'm doing because that's generally what happens with wrestling games. All right, I am the mullet man. What? And I kick out it too. Why does he change colors sometimes, this guy? Sometimes okay, he was just... Why does he just turn brown? I feel like wrestling games are always kind of you need to already understand exactly what's going on ahead of time. Because otherwise it just doesn't really feel like you're actually in control of anything. I lost, I guess. Winner is Strong Bad's? Is that what Strong Bad is from? It just blew my mind. Oh, that was a menu? I thought it was just telling me what I was doing. How do I do the menu? Ah! I'm glad I have you to explain these games to me because I'd be completely lost. I'm still kind of lost though. I can't figure this out. So that's that's the menu, right? That's it? I don't know how to scroll through it. A then B and A again? Oh my lord. This is kind of too complicated. I just want to beat up Strong Bad over here. I still don't know why he turns brown though. You know what? I think I think the wrestling genre in video games is maybe just not for me. Strong Bads. That just blows my mind. Alright, what's next? Argus. Not Orgus, although logos are kind of similar. Alright. This game is not good. Alright, I'm struggling to find things to say about all these freaking shmups. Like, I feel... What even killed me just now? I feel like shmups got really good once they realized that you need to be the freaking best to stand out. And then if you can't make your gameplay original, like, you can maybe still rely on, like, awesome graphics or just great music. Like, shmups have some of the best music there is in video games, honestly. But I guess at this point it was still considered acceptable. Just, you know, what if you are a spaceship and you shoot? Or I guess it's not a spaceship, it's just a plane, but... Yup, I'm shooting balls. Many shooters at the time are highly similar. I am noticing that there was one we played last time that I thought was kind of good. What was that one called? Was that Star Luster or something like that? I should have made a note of that. But I wasn't expecting to have so much time between episodes of NES Roundup. It's kind of happened that way. Suikoden kept getting delayed and it messed up my schedule. Which I guess is to say I messed up my schedule. So that's like my shadow on the ground, I think. So that's kind of cool, but then sometimes it shows up in other places, which is strange. What is the music trying to do right now? Hi, Bob. Thank you for stopping in. Why am I still playing this? The music keeps trying to turn into music. Star Luster is highly regarded. It was probably Star Luster I played then. Like, I remember, like, in between a lot of other games, like, that one just stood out, like, oh, this is, like, an actually good one. Like, even though I didn't get very far, because I was just trying the game out, it was just like, oh, this feels way better. Alright, next we have Ninja Kid, which in Japan was a Gegege no Kitaro game. Classic manga and anime. It's about a spooky boy. I've not watched any version of it, but I am familiar with it. So we're gonna play that version first, and then we're gonna play the Ninja Kid version and see what they change. Yep, that sure looks like Kitaro. No, Xevious is good, I guess, but I've never been super charmed by it, probably because I played way more advanced games and it was kind of like... It's kind of like that thing where something that was amazing at the time feels like it doesn't really matter because better versions have shown up. I think they call it like Seinfeld syndrome, but then I still think Seinfeld holds up, so... Oh my god. Am I progressing? This feels vaguely like Zelda 2 right now. I don't know if I'm like getting anywhere though. You ran through this one a lot? Is it good? I'm assuming the localized version is just like they changed the character into a ninja and then had him throw shuriken or something. Wow, that's not forgiving at all. You'd rent this or double dribble? Bubble bubble! Did you know that like the voice samples in double dribble are like the bits are the wrong way around so they sound worse than they should? Okay, so this is different now. Is this game like kinda random? Is this a roguelike? I'm half joking about that. Ah, it is random. That's kinda cool. But I hope I can achieve something eventually instead of... Cause it seems like this just kinda goes on. And then you know, one time a guy hits you and then you're dead. Which I think in a platformer game, I usually like it when you have like, you know, at least something of a safeguard, whether it's like a mushroom or... Is that an ocarina? Or rings or Arthur's armor. Yeah, I just said something positive about ghosts and goblins. That's the point we've reached now. So am I just trying to get to the end, or is there something specific I'm supposed to do? Let's try that again with the localized one so we can see what that looks like. Yep, that's a different character, alright. Poison Field. Oh, I hate his face! He looks like Alex Kidd! This is like, you know, like the horrible faces they would put on like American cover art. Where you'd be like, I'm gonna play Mega Man or whatever, and then the cover art would like, it'd have this kind of face. I'm still bad at it. Ghosts and Goblins is one of the best games ever. We'll agree to disagree on that. I think Ghosts and Goblins is a mean prank. I think the sequels are better though. Ghouls and Ghosts, like even though it's still got like it's still like hard as nails and has some stuff where you just gotta know or you can't beat it. I think that game's way better. I think the original can go fuck off. Honestly. Oh god. Oh, I got supremely tilted when I streamed Ghosts and Goblins. And like knowing that the designer would go to the arcade and watch people find like strategies and then specifically rework the game to like counter them. It's just like, can you just like, why are you so opposed to people having fun with your game, man? I know you're trying to get as many quarters as possible out of people, or 100 yen coins or whatever. But why you gotta be like that, yo? Okay, so I'm trying to like, I think I can like this, I just don't really understand like what I'm doing. Oh, you think Ghouls and Ghosts is worse? Alright, no, that's interesting. I feel the opposite way. I think I'd probably like Ghosts and Goblins just fine if the last level just didn't, like, become purgatory. Because, yeah, that whole thing where it's like you gotta get the shield or the cross in the Japanese version. Oh my god, I'm so bad. And then, you know, if you die after that, then you gotta, like, get a knife or you're just completely boned, and then you gotta get the shield again later. I am talking about the arcade version, though. The NES one, I won't even touch just because of the frame rate being god-awful. Like, that game just feels like it's gonna crash any second. I see it's on the list too, so we'll get to that quite soon. Next up, Atlantis no Nazo. This is kind of, I think, like a notorious game for being really mysterious. Mystery adventure start. See, even the game tells you. Oh lord. that's my attack, huh? All right. So I think this is one where you gotta, like, jump at the air and find warp zones, and if you don't do it right, you can't beat it. I think that's the game I'm thinking of. But also, apparently they wanted to release this as Super Pitfall 2, which is certainly a choice, one they didn't go through with, thankfully, but... I'm just gonna have to respect your opinion on Ghosts and Goblins, but disagree with it, because... I'm not... I don't like it. One thing I thought was kind of weird is people saying Ghosts and Goblins gets hard, like, immediately, because I think it doesn't really get hard until... level 5, really. Like, I didn't think the first couple levels were all that bad. Like, I died a bunch, but it all felt like, okay, I'm learning as I go, and then, you know, I get through in a reasonable amount of time. Can you stop with the hiding, please? Like, how am I supposed to get past this? Alright, look at that, I guess. You know, I imagine that there's, like, different experiences there where, you know, I think probably a lot of people played Ghosts and Goblins when they were kids and you were generally not as good at games yet. Okay. And I played it very briefly as a child, but, like... I didn't seriously try it until I was an adult and I had a lot of, like, platform games under my belt. So maybe that's why I didn't think those earlier stages are that hard. Is there some, like, Mario 1 castle shit going on right here? Ah! Infamous hermit crab got me. Damn him. Hold on, can I die from my own bomb? Okay, yes I can. I thought you could, and then I was like, wait a minute, is that actually true? And it was. Gauntlet Spy Hunter Victory Road. I like Gauntlet. I haven't played in forever, though. I think I might have played the arcade version of Victory Road with my brother once. That was like an Ikari Warrior sequel, right? It looks like I'm going in a loop right here, but maybe this level just kind of looks the same. No, this part's different. Ooh, door. See, I'm pretty sure in this game you gotta find the right doors, because otherwise you can screw yourself out of winning at all. Ah. But you know, at least I'm achieving something right now here. You know, like there's this idea of like, all right, you are John Explorer, man. You're trying to get to a place signified by a door. Hey, I did it. So even if I get lost, like I'm not gonna be. Ah, man, that jump is unforgiving. See, and I got 4 treasure chests. I felt like I did something there. And what I'm trying to say is, you compare that to Super Pitfall, which is one of those games where you just jump at stuff. You can spend hours on that and still not, like, feel like you've achieved anything. I feel like the ideal game design is kind of like, you give someone, like, a short-term thing, like a short-term positive reinforcement, so that playing the game is itself already enjoyable enough. Even if you don't win at it, even if you don't succeed, you want to keep playing it because it feels good to play. And that's what a game like Castlevania, for example, does. Where, like, you know, Castlevania 3 is a really hard game, but it keeps you coming back because it feels good. This was super popular in Japan. Yeah, I was kind of aware of that. I've seen the Game Center CX episode on it a long time ago, and I think Corone played it. And that's when you know you're in for something hard, right? Dig Dug 2, Trouble in Paradise. Dig Dug 2, Dig Dug Harder. So if I'm not mistaken, the NES version of Dig Dug 1 was only in Japan, so I don't know, maybe this was already out by that time and I felt like having both was surplus to requirements. I'm not digging or dugging right now, though. Is this like a top-down segment and maybe then I go down? I've never played this. I've played the original Dig Dug, though. Whoa! That was like a bubble bobble for a second there. When you take too long and like the scary ghost shows up. Okay, so this is alright, but I feel like, well, why did they remove the part where you actually dig dug? You're just walking around now and yeah, I when I played the first Dig Dug on a previous episode of NES Roundup, that just seemed like an ideal port to me. I was just like, yep, that's Dig Dug. It's strange. I don't think the gameplay is affected by the lack of digging very much, but this just feels less special somehow. When did it become scary ghost faces? So yeah, this is alright, but I'd rather just play the original, I think. Like, unless some crazy stuff's gonna happen as I go along, but, you know, I'm here on level 5, and I think I get the gist of it. I've never even seen an Atari 7800 in my life. Whenever I see like videos about like Atari 7800 and like these are the games that were on it, and it just seems like, yeah, I understand why this failed. Nothing here really screams like, yeah, you gotta have this. Alright, The Legend of Kage. This is a Taito classic. That's kind of funny. I was expecting, like, sound. It seemed like there was a build up there. Whoop. So this game it's so floaty. Excuse the flashing, I apologize for that. But you kind of gotta expect it with these NES games. Ah. It's kind of addicting, just like jumping around like this. It's kind of just like using a trampoline in real life. It's just fun. It must have not been popular where I live, though, the 7800, because I sure never heard anyone talk about it. Am I going the wrong direction? For some reason, I thought you were supposed to go left in this. Or am I just trying to kill all the ninjas? I don't remember. I've not played this in forever. But I'm green now, so there's that. So, what country are you from, if I may ask? Gives me some extra perspective. Woo! Ah! Shouldn't have done that. And I'm pretty sure we're playing as a male character here, you know, Kage, but, like, we got some rockin' thighs for an NES sprite. See, they take the princess in that direction, so isn't that where you should go? Oh, you're from the US, okay. Now, the way you were talking about Europe earlier, I thought you were from somewhere in there. Ah. I love that you can just, like, fire in any direction. Like, that's so cool. See, this is kind of what I mean, right? Like, I am not actually getting freaking anywhere, but it just feels really good. I'm pretty sure there's a couple levels here, right? Yeah, I know I'm supposed to, like, block the shuriken that way. It's just that whenever I'm already in a position where I'll get hit, like, I can't, like, do it in time. Yeah, no, see, you gotta go left. I don't get it. So yeah, I just can't freaking remember what I'm actually supposed to do to progress here. I like it though. Do I just kill everyone? Is that what? That's not fair, man. Give me a break. Give me like a second to get my bearings. This freaking blue ninja. Anyway, yeah, that one's cool. Next up is Mighty Bomb Jack. This is a title, like, I know the title. I know nothing else, though. This was not what I was expecting. Okay, this is either gonna be great or the worst thing ever. Oh, there's boss, okay. I'll keep that in mind for next time I play Kage. I'm blue now. I turned you into plates! Take that! What? I am really confused. This is not the most self-explanatory thing. So press down and jump to open chests. And then if I press the other button, then I turn blue. But I can only do that once, I guess. And I pick up bombs, but I don't seem to use bombs. I can kind of like float. Collect all bombs, you're actually defusing them. Oh, okay. You know, I never thought about this before now, that the word defusing is literally like removing the fuse from the bomb. Hey, that's not fair. You can't just spawn where I am. I presume the chests are just like, you know, for points, really? Or, you know, the occasional thing that turns everyone into plates? If you collect too many coins, bad stuff happens? This is awfully complicated. Please power me up. Oh, I turned green that time. But why though? Can open chests faster, harm enemies, etc. I'm gonna have to learn how this works, I think, before I can really appreciate it. Okay, so when I turn green, it does that. I think it can really get into this, though. Like, this just has that, like, kind of like that classic simple charm. Even if it's not the most self-explanatory thing in the world. Oh, he's scared face now. No, that was bad. Yeah, I think I like this one. I think I like this one. I haven't entirely figured, like, you know... I haven't entirely gotten used to it, is what I'm trying to say, but... I think I like this one. I think I like this one, yeah. This might be a hidden gem. You know, hidden for me. I don't know if this is, like... I mean, I don't hear about this game that much, so I guess it is a hidden gem by definition. GDV was a concept to replace score based on certain criteria. What's it stand for? I keep reading in this GVD, which would be like short for the Dutch equivalent of God damn it. Oh, those are actually like gonna explode. Okay, interesting. So this is like a little bonus screen between levels. Is that how that works? Ah, that one got me. With the way that enemies spawn in, it just kind of makes me want to go, like, as fast as possible, just get the hell out of the level. Game deviation value. That sounds so nerdy. I'm still not really sure, like, I guess the color swapping is like using power-ups? Because if I do it a bunch, then I turn green and everyone turns into plates. But I can also do that by just picking things up and... Oh, Solomon's Key does this? That's another game I'm eager to get to. Whee! There we go. Yeah, this is kind of starting to click with me. That makes me happy to like find something like this on NES Roundup where I'm just like, yeah, I want to like really like do this. Can I get that still? Okay, so it can kind of stand on the birds? Alright. I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay, you need to... Oh, you turn into fire. Okay. No, I missed it! There we go. I guess I'm gonna have to go back up to get the door later. Get away from me, weird turtle thing. Oh, I can't open that. It's a special chest. Ah, but there's a door down here, too. Interesting. Oh. The jumping's a little sensitive sometimes. I like zoomed way up more than I wanted. Yeah, I think I might pick this one up. I rather like it. It's just really charming. All right, here we go. The OG. Yeah, I was trying to get the one with the lit fuses first, because I figured that, you know, it might just be bad. Okay, how do I get that? What do I press to, Okay, I did it. It wasn't working at first for some reason, I don't know why. So yeah, Gradius! The classic shoot 'em up. And I kind of know how to do this first part because I've played Parodius. Which is, you know, like this, but with penguins. Yeah, I read that about the Famicom Disk System, that like Ghosts and Goblins was like instrumental in showing developers like, hey, cartridges can actually be really good. And I was like, really? Ghosts and Goblins? Crap-ass conversion? Ah, shoot. I got greedy. She reminds me, I got the Darius collection on Switch, and I'm so freaking bad. I can't get past the first level. And yes, I know it's supposed to be Darius according to Katakana, but like, why would it be pronounced that, man? Why would it be Darius? The name's Darius. Although I guess the Romans would have said Darius or something. I don't know. Woohoo! Damn it. I knew it was gonna happen and it still got me. Because this level's quite similar to the beginning of Parodius. Damn it! Now I'm just starting to screw up and do stupid things. I don't know if there's people who actually say Darius when it comes to the name, because that's definitely not correct. But the creators of the video games must have certainly thought it was pronounced that way, because that's how they spelled it in Japanese. We are just not gonna agree on Ghosts and Goblins, I think. I really like the amount of collections for things on the Switch, because it's, you know, you have all this stuff on the go. It's really cool. But also, I can't deal with the Joy-Cons anymore. Like, even when they work properly, it's just, it cramps my hands up. Oh, shoot. I meant to get another speed up. Ah, I got trapped there. Ah, that was me screwing up. Good shoot-em-ups are like this. Like, you always know what you did wrong. And then you're like, alright, I'll get him next time. And then you probably die again, but... It's also amusing to me that you can get way too many speed-ups if you want, and then just make the game impossible to control. Alright. Hopefully I can... Ah! The volcanoes get me. Maybe I should have missile for that. That'll probably make that easier. And then I just hit the ceiling like a dumbass. There's these controllers from Hori that are like Joy-Cons, but they're like way bigger and they've got like the PlayStation thighs. I might pick those up at some point. Just because I can't freaking deal with the Joy-Cons. Like, I already have some sort of weird issue in my hand. I don't know what's causing it. But given that, you know, my other job is drawing, I would like to not fuck up my hands. Alright, I think... I think this is an educational thing. And they released 3 of these at the same time for different grades. Am I gonna be able to understand what's going on here? Okay. So am I just gonna look for the number 6, or how are we doing it? Yeah, crash into the car that has the answer. Here I thought I was gonna have to apply my limited knowledge of Japanese, and it's just baby math. But hey, it might be better than Donkey Kong Jr. math. Oh man, who needs Spy Hunter when you got this? Well, I think we get the idea, right? But there were like other options, so I don't know, maybe there's more games in here? How do I reset? How do we reset in this emulator? Can I just pick the game again? No, that doesn't work. Well, we'll go. What? Oh no. Oh no, everything's broken. We can't go to 3rd grade. It's too advanced. I think... Wait, what am I doing here? I think that was like the difficulty. Popeye teaches English is hilarious, he barely even speaks it. I never even thought about that. I remember thinking that, like, Popeye English game was kinda alright. Made me feel good about knowing animal names in Japanese. Alright, Oh, no, why am I erasing it? Okay. So this is like, oh, I gotta, wait, how do I put in 2 digits? Oh, I can just mouse over. No, damn it, I thought it still said ×2. Ah, I'm bad at baby game. Let's move on. I got Spy versus Spy. Okay, so based on the comic, so I'm sort of familiar with this game, but mostly in the sense of I don't know how to play it. Cause there's all these, like, you have like items and traps and shit, and I've never really understood how this works. Oh, okay, I just trapped myself. Also, on the Commodore 64, this music's pretty good. Here it's a little lifeless. Okay, so now I just gotta wait for the computer to finish whatever it's... Okay, there I am. I'm down here now. So, like, I'm trying to get, like, the intelligence or whatever, and, you know, you want to trap the other guy, so you just, you know, put items in weird places. Oh, he's not going for it. But then again, you can just kind of look at what the other person's doing, can't you? I say as I get screwed. I feel like, you know, the NES having like 2 buttons is not the most ideal for this kind of game. And also, I get confused when I just end up on the other screen for no reason. So I wish I could do that more justice. I just cannot freaking play that game. But here's Seicross. You know, I was already preparing a joke based around this game's title, and, you know, if it turned out to be bad, but, this is actually pretty good. Get out of here. I'm gonna bump you. I'm gonna bump you into the... Oh, you crashed and then I crashed. Over Vespas? I guess so, huh? Scoot your friends into the wall. Yes. Yes, I will scoot you into the wall. We gotta pick up that guy. Boom. 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 No, I missed those guys. Do I need them? Are they just for bonus, or do I need them? This is really fun. I don't know if it's like... I keep thinking that's something you can pick up. Haha, turbo button. This is probably not how you're supposed to do this. You're probably supposed to actually just hammer the button, but... Oh, I missed him. Why am I blinking? What's going on? Yeah, I figure I'm supposed to, like, collect the blue guys. It's just, like, what happens when I miss him? Like, do I just loop back around? Or what happens? Especially when they keep trying to prevent me from doing it. Why are these hostages just, like, waving in the middle of the road? Oh wait, why is this happening? Is that just my energy running out? Get off my ass, man! Ah. This is kind of hard. Go away. Go away! It's like the NPC cars in Outrun, just like trying to fuck you. Is there a way to get health back? Because this is supremely irritating. The silver radioactive... Okay, those are energy. I wasn't sure. I tend to dodge things that look radioactive, you know. Oh, geez. Okay, I don't really know what we're supposed to do with a game like this on this show. But here's Dragon Warrior. The original. I mean, I guess it'd be more original if I put in the Japanese version. Because that one's, like, even more primitive than this. I've played the Super Nintendo version of this to completion. And I own the NES version, but I haven't played it very much. May the light shine upon thee, Rosie. Take? Okay. Of gold thou hast gained? This freaking, like, fake old English. It's a bit much, maybe. Thou hast found the magic key. Dost thou know about Princess Gwylin? No. Half a year now hath passed since the princess was kidnapped by the enemy. Never does the king speak of it, but he must be suffering much. Yeah, why hasn't he done anything about it? Why can't he go out and frickin' kick some ass? He's got an old wizard beard, he could do it. Yeah, you gotta select the stairs command. I think, you know, the reason that this is a little clunky is because they were looking at games like Ultima, and that was on computers, so you had a whole keyboard's worth of commands, and they could put in whatever stuff they want. And then on our console, obviously, you only got a few buttons, so they got to pare it down. And then they had not quite pared it down to a good level yet. See, this lady wants to go save the princess. Maybe she should have been given all this stuff. Thou hast not a key to use. No! I have insufficient keyness. Thou must first battle many foes. including cute little slimes that bounce around and smile at thee. Do I have, like, any equipment, or... Oh god, where's my equipment screen? Okay, I have nothing. And then, presumably, I gotta, like, go in there and... Oh, I don't even have a weapon yet! I wanted to go to the town and buy something. I'm getting the hell out of here. This music is classic. And yes, I know the person who made the Dragon Quest music was a bad person, but I'm not talking about that right now. What does Tao wish to buy? Let's start with some of this. I feel like being defensive is usually a good thing to do at the beginning. And then I guess we'll start with the bamboo pole. No, that'll do for now. And then no? Okay, how do I equip? Oh, it's just there now. Alright. I definitely remember reading that, like, this game was created, like, looking at Ultima and Wizardry as, like, an example. Yo, where the slimes at? Now that I have a bamboo pole. Fight me! These craven slimes must taste my bamboo pole. I can't decide if the, like, ye olde English is great or it's the dumbest thing. Because it makes everything so wordy. Where'd I go in here? You know, I like the music in Dragon Quest, but they hadn't figured out the whole arrangement thing yet. It's so shrill. I got pretty far in Ultima 4, I remember, but in general, I find those games like a little too complex. Where there's just so much stuff that you don't even necessarily need. It's just there for you to feel like you're in the world. And I think my possibly autistic ass can't deal with that. So when you start playing Dragon Quest 1, this is pretty much what you're gonna be doing at first. Old RPGs were like that. First order of business, walk around, fight dudes, get stronger, get more money, so you can get even better gear before anything actually happens. And because of that, that makes this, like, not suitable for for NES Roundup. But I'm definitely gonna, like, do, like, proper Dragon Questing in the future. First, I gotta freaking get to Final Fantasy, though. Alright, next up is B-Wings. Alright, we got some upbeat music here going on. Oh wow. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this all does yet. I guess canon good. Alright, that's kind of interesting, starting you off with, like, a selection of stuff. Oh, right on. No, I love Ys, even though I yell at those games constantly when I play them on stream. Zelda 2, I think Zelda 2 is super underrated. I think it's one of the best Zelda games. When you say Dragon Slayer, that can mean like a million different games, right? Yeah, I am shooting hearts. That's crazy. Does that make this a cute 'em up? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! My stuff went away. But why? I pushed this button and everything went away. Well, why is that a button? Why do I have that? Oh, that is a classic NES sound effect. Listen to that. Yeah, Dragon Slayer is like a huge franchise, isn't it? Hydrate. I will once I'm not doing this. I started on the first Trails game a little while ago, but I couldn't really get into it. It wasn't bad or anything, it just wasn't grabbing me. But like the earlier like Legend of Heroes games, I wish those were like available in English in good versions. Because those seem like they would be my jam. Can I not? Oh, can I like exchange that if I like did the thing there? Oh yeah, Legacy of the Wizard, that's part of Dragon Slayer. I played a bit of that. I can't remember if I own it on cart. I might. Definitely a game where you need a guide though. Am I shooting this thing in the right place? I can't tell. Like I assume I gotta shoot it in the lights, but am I doing it right? It's got like cannons on its sides it's not using. But yeah, when it comes to Zelda, I'm not like the biggest fan of the series as a whole. But Zelda 2 just like feels pretty cool to play. Like it was so annoying, you know, being born in the 90s and like having like everyone around me be like, "Oh my god, Ocarina of Time, it's the best game ever," and it's now just like, no. This is ass. It looks like ass and I gotta like fucking play with these elf kids before I can even leave town. Oh yeah, Sorcerian's neat. I should play Sorcerian, but I wanted to play it on like the actual PC 88 because it's got expansion packs. And you know, then I just immediately get, like, mired in the whole thing of, like, okay, how do I emulate the PC-88? Am I going to be able to read enough of the game to understand where I'm going? Although, I think it turned out that all the, like, shop screens and stuff are just in English anyway. I just don't find Ocarina fun to play, and then they just kept making Ocarina for the next, like, decade plus. And then they made Breath of the Wild, and I was like, finally, something different. Oh, it's one of these open-world fuckfests that someone with ADHD like me can't play. Anyway, Bird Week. I don't know what to expect from a game called Bird Week. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh my god, what the fuck? You know what? No, no. There's nothing that could offer me that could, like, counteract that music, alright? I don't even want to freaking try it. Like, no. Now, of course, sometimes you go from the frying pan into the fire here. It's on a list. I gotta play every NES game. I gotta do it. So why was he in his underwear in a graveyard anyway? Oh my god, it's even worse than I remember. Though, I don't know, maybe this is the emulator being weird again, but... Oh god. Ah! That'll teach me to look at chat for even a millisecond. What do you want me to say about this? Like, I feel like this should be against Twitch TOS, really. Because, I mean, I'm torturing myself on stream here. Get the knife! Get the knife! Yeah! 10 frames per second, I love it. Did you know that Princess Prin is named for the jiggling of her tits? This is way harder than the arcade, you weren't kidding. No, I got the javelin again! I need the knife! Haha! Gamer cred! And then I immediately die. I mean, I don't think you can actually check the FPS of an NES game because it's still being rendered at 60 FPS no matter what. You know, provided that your emulator's doing well. But internally, the game logic of a lot of NES games is not actually 60, and that's why it looks choppier. Princess Prin has the exact same measurements as Chun-Li from Street Fighter. That's awfully specific. I mean, okay. Here's what I'm gonna say though, right? Even if I respect Ghosts and Goblins, I do not respect this port. I don't think it's a good port. And also, the whole idea of, like, deliberately making a game harder to fuck with people, that's just mean. Don't do that. I like fun. Like, I will gladly, like, any day play an easy, way too easy game over a way too hard game. You know, that's what I'm saying, though, but you can't tell me that, like, Ghosts and Goblins on an NES is actually not, like, delaying anything. Because it runs like ass! Unless they meant for it to be that way. Okay, so, this is really Xevious. This is very Xevious. I think this might be what some of those Action 52 games are trying to be. it's kind of trippy, like, ah. No, okay. We should probably, like, not keep, like, butting heads about Ghosts and Goblins, but... Oh god. Okay, that was not a good idea I just did. But I just feel like that game starts just... At a certain point, it's just fucking with me, and I don't like feeling like I'm being trolled. And... I went right into that! But, like, my go-to example for, like, a really hard game that I actually really like is Revenge of Shinobi. Because with, like, one exception, it's just really tight, and every time I die, it feels like it's my fault for not being good enough. Whether it's, like, not understanding the mechanic or not understanding the level design well enough, it feels like it's my fault. And, you know, the game also supports you, like, learning it by, like, having, like, some cool hidden score bonuses where you can be like, alright, gonna make things a little easier for myself, farm some lives. Why am I under the... Why is there shit in the foreground to shoot him up? But Ghosts and Goblins, like, there's a bunch of, like, randomness or just things that are just kind of there to fuck with you specifically. And that's where I stop enjoying it. But that's the last thing I'm gonna say. Not because, you know... It's just because I feel like we're going in circles a little bit. I like this one. I like this game right here. This is called Star Soldier. It's very speedy. I feel very much in control. The only thing that sucks is when there's foreground objects, and that just feels like a mistake. That's just something like, why would you do that? Why would you do that in this game, right? Why would you make it so I can't see what I'm doing? I mean, I guess they can appreciate randomness like that if it's, like, specifically the game's built around it, you know, like a roguelike. But when I'm playing a platformer, I want the challenge to be consistent. I want to know, like, alright, I'm gonna come up on this part, there's gonna be these enemies, and I can probably predict how they're gonna behave based on where they are, what I'm doing, and then... Ghosts and Goblins just, like, you know, that last freaking level, it's like you have parts that you can predict and you can, like, get that down to a science. And then there's, you know, shit like, oh, you better get the knife and then get the shield, and then if you die, you better just wait for the freaking knife to spawn again. And shit like that. Enemies just show up wherever they like. Attack Starbrain! Yeah, take this, Starbrain. Okay, I gotta get good, but I like this one. This one's going on the list of games that I'm gonna get into a bit more at some point. I'm taking a bit longer than I thought on this, which probably means I'm having fun. Because we've had some NES roundups where I finished, like, super quickly, and it was kind of like, oh well. Ghosts and Goblins is the 4th best-selling Capcom NES game. Yeah, the Wikipedia article is like, it's often considered one of the best games of all time, and I'm just like, who are these people? Well, you apparently, but it's just, it's one of those things that just inherently, like, does not work for me. You know, like Secret of Mana. Kung Fu Heroes! This is known in Japan by the incredible name of Super Chinese. And I believe that's like an ongoing series. Like, there were a bunch of those games and he kept localizing them in weird ways. What the fuck? Okay, what just happened? I did a weird kick like once. So you kind of like move forward when you're punching. It feels very strange. Oh, I can do this weird jump. That's what I was doing before. You gotta like be walking and press this button. So I'm just killing everyone. Okay, the door's open. Single screen games, sometimes, like, as a kid, I would always fantasize about, like, what's happening outside of that. And then, you know, sometimes it would turn out that you could, in fact, leave the screen. You just needed to, like, understand how the game worked. And I didn't always understand that as a kid. So it'd be like... You ever play Mikey? That game where you're, like, in school, and you're, like, grabbing hearts, and your teacher throws his dentures at you? I never knew that you were, in fact, supposed to leave the room after achieving what you had to achieve. And then there's more levels. So I was always just like, what's outside this room? Okay, that doesn't feel very good to play, to be honest. It's very sluggish. It's very strange. I guess it could be a bit of fun with a friend. What the hell is that thing? It looks like it'd be in some old Hanna-Barbera show, like something out of like a Scooby-Doo intro, or maybe Johnny Quest would fight this thing. But yeah, single-screen games can be rad, and apparently make a child rosy brain go all over the place. Alright, here we have Choplifter. Broderbund again, so I'm assuming this was another, like, Commodore or Apple game that they ported over. This is classic. Like, as soon as the game started, I was like, oh, right. I played the Commodore 64 version of Mikey as a kid, and then I didn't know what it was called. So for years I was looking for that game, like, okay, trying to control this version of Choplifter right here. I was just, you know, I couldn't find it, because how the hell do you describe that game? I was like Googling, like, that game where your teacher throws your dentures at you, and it wouldn't come up. Why am I so bad right now? I've played easier versions of Choplifter, I'm pretty sure. There we go. I finally turned around. But then, the way I found it was, I was watching like a Sega Lord X video or something, and he was doing like a thing on the SG-1000. Okay, get over here, you. Oh no, I killed him! He was doing a thing on SG-1000, and there was a port of it on that. And I was just like, oh my god, that's the game! And I was like freaking out, and Noth didn't know what I was talking about. So he was all like, what? But then it still wasn't like, he didn't name the game. He just like showed it for a second. So I had to like go look at like a list of SG-1000 games and then figure out what it was. Okay, you know, Choplifter's a classic, but I feel like I'm just embarrassing myself now. Wasn't there a Master System version of this that was really good? Or was it really bad? It's one or the other. Anyway, let's finish off today's batch of games with Sqoon! Sqoon from Irem. Yo, are those titties? Are those Nintendo titties? Neptunians have invaded the Earth. They're melting the ice caps and the continents are sinking. We don't need Neptunians for that one. Is that text ever gonna go away, or...? It's a bit late to save the planet. No, I mean, you know... I've played Wind Waker, we can totally still pull this off. Look at that dancing crab on the bottom of the ocean. That's where crabs go. There wasn't any censorship in NES games till about 1990. I thought that the whole... They already had, like, their censorship guidelines in place from the start, though. Like, that was part of their whole plan to make Americans like video games again. That's why they didn't release Devil World, right? Because it was the devil. But I have noticed that sometimes it's a little inconsistent in old Nintendo games. Like, they weren't always paying attention. They let some things go through. Athena NES has bare boobies on the cover. Like worldwide, or... Ah, crap, I'm running out of fuel? You're running out of fuel! How do I get fuel, then? Okay, that's not where you get fuel, apparently. Yep, this sure is another horizontal shooter. You're this weird little submarine with a face, and there's boobs. It's like tragic music, too. Who are these stickmen? Wild. Wild game. Alright, that's the entire batch I have for today. Originally, I thought I was gonna have, I was gonna do this last week and I would have had a ton of time. Or was it the week before? I don't know. And then I was actually going to do 2 episodes of this. I was going to start on the Famicom Disk System too. But, this is kind of, this is the end of this batch, and I gotta, like, leave in, like, half an hour or something anyway, so. I guess we can just talk for a bit. Just have a little chat going on. But yeah, there were some interesting games there. Some of which were good, and some of which were just frickin' weird. Like Sqoon. Sqoon! Sqoon! I gotta look up that Athena cover now. Athena NES. Can I like drag this in here? Oh shit, that works now. And then it disappeared. Where'd it go? It showed up for like a second and then it went away. So I can drag that in there and then it just disappears. What the hell? Yeah, I guess that is Boob, isn't it? But she's like kind of turned away, so maybe they thought it was all right. I don't know. That was definitely a list of games. That was definitely a list of games of all time. Which ones did all of you like the most? I quite dug Mighty Bomb Jack. That was definitely an unexpected, pleasant surprise. Oh, it's thundering outside now. Seicross is pretty good. Star Soldier, I thought that played pretty well. Didn't like the foreground thing though. And then there's some games I already knew about. Like Legend of Kage, obviously Dragon Quest is classic. Tasteful Boob. Yeah, I mean, I think Boob is always tasteful, but that's just me. Ghosts and Goblins. I'm not responding to Ghosts and Goblins anymore. I'm not doing it. Baltron, Seicross. Dude, my memory is a freaking sieve. I already forgot what Baltron was. I gotta look it up now. Oh, right, that one. Yeah, no, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. MagMax was odd. I don't know if I dig that one yet. I'll probably try it out again though. Is Mighty Bomb Jack the good version of Balloon Mike? He just might be. I'll have to look into the lore of that. Yeah, no, you're right. I walked into that one. I just, I'm not going to say anything more about it anymore. It's not going to happen. I too much. Should stop that. Next time on NES Roundup's going to be my first Famicom Disk System stream. And I've looked into these games a bit more, especially because of R&D Strangers' videos on YouTube, where they're going through every single FTS game. Which helps a bit, because some of these are weird as hell, and I don't think I'd be able to, play them at all without understanding some stuff in advance. It's a strange beast, the Famicom Disk System, because you hear about some games originating there, Zelda, Castlevania, and you're like, oh man, this thing must be awesome. And then there's just a lot of weird games, a lot of which aren't maybe very good, going by those videos. Now, obviously, I'm going to find it out by myself. But we might be in for an interesting stream on the next NES Roundup, that's what I'm saying. Which will probably be in a couple weeks here. I'm going to try to do these a bit more regularly, because once we hit 87, we're going to have just an insane amount of games each year. Like right now, it's still kind of, just do half of a year, you get 20 to 30 games. You get to 87 and it just gets all crazy. FDS best titles are translated to FC NES generally. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it makes sense that, you know, they would port those over to make sure that everyone can enjoy them. But then there's some games that I think people like Murasame Castle, where that just never came over for whatever reason. And sometimes there can be other reasons, like a third-party developer just deciding that they don't want to invest in doing that. And Nintendo themselves isn't, like, you know, pushing for it. So there's probably some good games to discover there. But we'll see as we go. As for the upcoming week, we're still doing 4 streams a week for now. The week after, I'll tell you about that as we go. But for the coming week, tomorrow, I'm probably gonna play Jill of the Jungle, and Wooly's gonna be here. He's gonna join me for it, because I feel like that's gonna be some really good synergy. And we'll continue Sonic Advance at a later date. Wednesday's gonna be Half-Life again. I figured out what I was doing wrong when we stopped that game last time. Thursday, Fire Emblem, Mystery of the Emblem. And then on Sunday, not entirely sure yet. Because I have a couple different options. It kind of depends on how the week goes. But I think you'll find it enjoyable no matter what. At least I hope so. FDS stalled due to quality conversions like Bubble Bobble, Gradius. Yeah, that's more or less what I read. Was that when the Famicom Disk System came out, it made a lot of sense, and then not too long after, Capcom was like, "Hey, check this out," and then proved that cartridges were definitely the future for the time being. And it's also interesting to note that whenever someone else tries a peripheral like that, you know, like the Sega CD or whatever, it doesn't do that well. But apparently the Famicom Disk System did really well at first, and then just kind of, like, petered out. And I think the way NES cartridges work is super interesting, the way that you have these different chip configurations, the mappers, that you can just use to kind of supercharge the system in certain ways. Like, without that, everything would have looked like the early NES games, and I don't think that system would be nearly as well remembered. Like, I think it would have just been like, well, you know, it's better than Atari, but it's still not gonna have that much longevity. It would still fall behind really quickly. And of course, by the end, like, some games, especially in Japan, would have just, like, crazy cool, like, chips in them, like the VRC6 for Castlevania 3 in Japan for that music. It's so fat. It's such a fat sound. I love it. Unfortunately, it also makes that game freaking expensive. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants Japanese Castlevania 3. I can't wait to do more of this. This was really fun. And having someone in chat who, like, knows, like, all these freaking games definitely helps too. So I hope we will see you again in the future. We're done with the games. We're just kind of talking right now. So technically you haven't missed the end of the stream yet. But looking at how much I have to start dividing up the batches of games, we're going to be doing NES Roundup for like a good long while yet. Bad audio on Famicom Castlevania 3? Are you serious? Crap challenge? No, I don't agree with that at all. That soundtrack rules, and I think the US version is, like, a little bit insane with its difficulty. Maybe the best balance would have been somewhere in between, but I do not want to play Western Castlevania 3. I don't see the point in doing it. The whole regional difficulty thing's weird anyway, like... I guess market research showed or something that, like, Americans like harder games. I know that eventually rentals became, like, an issue, but that couldn't have been a factor early on, because they hadn't tried to stop rentals yet. And then Europeans just got whatever the Americans got, because fuck those guys, right? Like, it's always incredible to me how Europe was this, like, afterthought. And then places that aren't Japan, North America, or Europe just don't get anything. Like, it just seems kind of like an afterthought. But I remember, you know, at one point, this was years ago, but, like, Square Enix had this quote about, like, we've always found Europe to be a super important market. And then here I am, growing up in the Netherlands, just being like, oh, that's why you didn't release all your best games here. That makes sense. And then, once you did start releasing games, you'd print, like, 5 copies. Like, I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but, like, I would be unable to find any of their freaking games on the DS until Nintendo decided to publish them. And then all of a sudden it was like a bestseller, like the next Dragon Quest that came out. Yeah, it's really interesting how game rentals are not allowed in Japan at all. And then in the rest of the world, it's kind of just an important part of the ecosystem. Where, like, of course you wanted to rent a game to make sure that it was something cool. Or if you just didn't have the money to buy one at all. And then eventually some people started getting cute with, like, the difficulty to make you want to buy the game. Like those fucking working designs massacres. But that's a whole other story. That's something for another time. My throat's getting dry and I'm out of water, so I think I'm gonna round this off. Thank you all very much for watching. I love you all. Don't forget to tell all your friends about Rosie. Follow me on these things down here. Rosie rolling out!